Two people were buried in Germany 14,000 years ago, a man, a woman, and their dog, all together. But here's the part that nobody ever talks about. That dog had been sick for weeks. It was dying. And those two people chose to keep it alive. Not because it helped them. It was completely useless. We actually found history's very first pet owner today. Not a painting, not a legend. An actual, real grave. With bones. With a dog, with proof that changes everything. And it tells us something no history book says out loud. But to really understand why this grave matters that much, we need to go back 30,000 years before it. Back to a world where a pet was a completely wild idea. 30,000 years ago, wolves were absolutely terrifying creatures. Pack hunters, massive jaws, night vision way better than yours. And humans? Small, slow, basically just snacks with spears. Nobody was even thinking about adopting one of these things. So how did 900 million dogs end up on Earth? Dogs in our beds wearing birthday hats, detecting bombs for us. The answer, I promise you, genuinely starts with trash. Hunter-gatherers left food scraps everywhere they set up camp. Bones and scraps and skins left at every single campsite. To a wolf, a human camp was basically a free buffet. Some wolves, the bold, calm ones, started creeping closer. The aggressive ones got speared. The terrified ones got nothing. But the relaxed ones? They ate really well every single night. Over generations, the calm wolves just survived way better. They had more pups. Their pups were born calmer too. Nobody planned any of this. Evolution quietly did the work. Scientists call it self-domestication. The wolves chose us. Well, they chose our garbage. But honestly, close enough. And here is where things actually start getting interesting. Humans noticed these calmer wolves just hanging around camp. And instead of chasing them away, they started appreciating it. Because wolves can hear things long before any human can. They smell a predator approaching from almost a kilometer away. A wolf near camp was essentially a free-living alarm system. Bears approaching? The wolf already knew long before you did. Prey nearby? The wolves helped hunters track animals way faster. That is exactly why dogs are history's very first domesticated animal. Earlier than sheep, earlier than goats, earlier than farming. Now, how does a wolf even become a dog biologically speaking? In 1959, a scientist named Dmitry Belyaev started an experiment. He took wild foxes in Siberia and bred only the tamest ones. No training, no tricks. Just pick the calm ones every time. And within just a few decades, something extraordinary happened. The foxes started wagging their tails and seeking human contact, whining for attention, exactly like a puppy wanting to play. But then their actual bodies started changing. Nobody expected that. Floppy ears appeared, shorter snouts, patchy fur, curly tails. Nobody bred for any of that. It just came along automatically. Breed for calm long enough, and you accidentally get adorable too. So domestication was already quietly happening for thousands of years, but we still haven't answered the actual big question here. Who was the very first person to treat a dog like family? Not a tool, not a guard. Genuinely, like family. And the answer is buried in a limestone quarry in Germany. In 1914, quarry workers near Bonn hit something strange underground. A man and woman buried under heavy basalt slabs. The grave was carefully dusted with red ochre powder all over, and tucked right beside those two humans, a dog, 14,000 years old. The oldest human-dog burial on record. Researchers named it the Bonn-Oberkassel dog after that town. And when scientists re-examined the bones carefully in 2018, they found something inside the puppy's teeth that changed everything. The puppy was roughly 28 weeks old when it died, but the teeth showed damage that began at 19 weeks old. The puppy had contracted canine distemper, a deadly virus, high mortality, highly contagious, and it struck 3 separate times, at 19 weeks, then 21 weeks, then 23 weeks. Each round left the dog completely helpless and totally useless. Can't hunt, can't guard, can't contribute anything at all. And yet it somehow survived all 3 rounds of that virus. UCL researchers were clear. Survival without human help was impossible. Someone fed it, kept it warm, nursed it back to health twice. And when it finally died, they buried it with themselves. Just think about what that means for even 1 second. These are Ice Age humans. Life was brutally, constantly hard. Most hunts failed. Winter killed people. A broken bone meant death. Every single calorie was precious. Nothing could be wasted. And yet, someone looked at a sick, useless, dying puppy and spent food they could not afford keeping it alive. Not because it was useful, it wasn't. Not at all. Because they genuinely cared about it. They loved that dog. That is the oldest proven act of love toward an animal ever. And once humans started doing that, everything else changed too. Dogs helped humans hunt with dramatically more speed and range. Tribes with dogs very likely outlived the tribes without them. Dogs may have literally helped humans spread across the planet. And something incredible also happened at the biological level. When a human stares into a dog's eyes, both release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the exact same one in parent-child bonding. Wolves don't do this, not with humans, only dogs do. Evolution literally designed dogs to connect with human brains. That dog staring at you? Thousands of years of evolutionary design. As humans moved to farming, dogs shifted biologically alongside them. They evolved to digest starch, something wolves still cannot do. They herded sheep before the pyramids were even a thought. They guarded our grain stores before humans even invented writing. They crossed frozen continents with us, survived wars with us. 900 million dogs live alongside humans on Earth today. They find cancer. They guide the blind. They locate avalanche survivors. Some of them wear little birthday hats while sitting by cakes. The most powerful animal partnership in all of human history. All because a few wolves decided our trash smelled really good. But the actual first pet owner, the actual verified archaeological first, we believe it was them. The couple from that German grave, 14,000 years ago. A man, a woman, and a dog. We don't know their names. We don't know their people. But we know they nursed a dying dog through 3 viral attacks. We know they fed it when food was barely enough to survive. And when it died, they simply refused to leave it behind. They placed it right beside themselves down in the ground. They covered it with stones and dusted it all red. 14,000 years before vet clinics and designer dog collars. Someone already understood that a dog was more than just an animal. And tonight, somewhere near you, a dog is falling asleep, completely unaware this bond is 14,000 years in the making. And after all of that, now you finally know too.